Welcome back to Father and Son Fix. In this episode, we're going to show you how to replace your toilet valve. We're showing you with a Fluidmaster toilet valve. It's a very common model. You can find it online or at your local hardware or big box store. First step, you're going to want to turn off the water to the toilet. We've got a multi-turn valve here, and we're just going to shut that off completely. Do it gently, you don't want to strip the threads or anything like that. Next step, flush the toilet to empty the tank. Watch the toilet as you're flushing. It's going to refill a little bit, but it shouldn't continue to flow water from the tank. That will show you that you have shut the water off completely at the valve. Sometimes those valves don't shut off completely, so you need to be prepared for that, and that's how you can check. Of course, you're going to need to remove the lid to gain access to replace the old valve. We recommend putting it on a safe place, on a towel or a bath mat on the ground to prevent the lid from getting damaged or chipped. You don't want to have to shop for a replacement lid for your toilet. All right, once you've drained most of the water, as you can see, there's still a little bit of water that's going to be left in the bottom of the tank. So you're going to want to use a rag. You can also use a shop vac, but we find for this amount of water, it only takes a moment to use a rag to squeeze out from the back, from the tank into the bowl pretty easily. And in the process, you might find some little fragments of metal or bits of plastic from old valves and things like that. And take a look at those two rusty chunks that we found. You don't want to put those down the toilet. Make sure to throw those out separately. So there, we've got the water all sopped up so that the tank is completely dry. All right. Now, next step, we're going to disconnect the water line from the valve. Okay. Now you may have a brass fitting or a different type of fitting, but they're almost all the same. Going to unscrew the water line where it connects to the toilet. To do this, we recommend having a bucket and some rags or towels in place because there's going to be a little bit of water that's left in the line, as you'll see here. And also, again, if your valve doesn't shut completely, which is common, you may have a little bit of water continuing to run out of that line. You can put it in the bucket during the time that you're replacing the toilet valve, and buy yourself some time from replacing that valve. Now the next step here is to unscrew the nut that holds the valve onto the toilet. And now that that is free, we're going to remove the old toilet valve, disconnect the tube. That's the refill tube that goes into the overflow tube there, okay? And now you're just going to remove it. You might have to loosen it a little bit, as you saw there, twisting left and right. And you can see how corroded that valve and the rubber there from the seal has gotten on the float. And it's time to replace this valve. It was running and wasn't always refilling correctly. Before you put in the new valve, you're going to want to clean that area because that's where that seal is going to be made. Right on that area in the back of the toilet there, as you can see where the old valve came out. Want to make sure that's nice and clean to make a good connection, a nice seal with the new valve. So prepare your new Fluidmaster or other toilet valve. As you can see, the design here, you may be replacing one that looks like this with the smaller float connected directly to the tube. We're replacing, as you can see, the older style that had the float connected via that lever arm, but really it's the same technology. You have a float that's connected to a mechanism that opens and closes the valve to let the water into the toilet, and the float stops the valve or closes it once it rises up to the correct height. You're going to want to compare the old and new valve. It's a little bit harder when you're dealing with one with the old style float to try and determine the right height. If you need to adjust the height, you're going to loosen that retaining clip and slide that part up or down as needed. We're going to show you later how to do this while it's still installed in the toilet. But for right now, we're going to show you another optional step which is to use some Teflon paste on the rubber seal here down at the bottom where it meets the toilet. And that just helps for any sort of uneven areas there on the ceramic at the bottom of the toilet. It's not necessary, but certainly if you have it available, it makes for a little bit more certainty with that seal there at the bottom of the toilet. So you're going to want to wipe that around, get it nice and even, a nice even layer. You don't really need a lot, just a nice even layer on that rubber seal where it's going to seep down into the tank. So there you go. You're going to drop it in the tank and pay attention that the adjustment knob and the refill tube are not going to get in the way of the toilet handle when you flush. So that's very important. You don't want the mechanism of the toilet handle to get stuck on those. So when you're putting it in, make sure it's oriented in the right direction. All right, now we're getting it set up, making sure that the tube is going to go into the overflow valve the way that we want it to. And you're going to screw on the new valve nut. Having a little bit of trouble holding the camera and getting that for you at the same time there, but that's what you're going to do. Now, as you're doing that, again, come up to the top of the toilet, make sure it's oriented correctly, and you're going to want to use sort of two hands, one holding it up at the bottom and one holding it at the top even, and there you go. Don't over tighten that. You don't want to crack the ceramic, just get it until it's nice and snug. Same thing with the water line here as you put that back on. Optionally, you can use some Teflon tape, but you don't have to. Just make sure the water line is nice and snug when you put that back on. And here, we're going to put in the hose in the overflow tube. You can, if you need to, you can just cut that hose if you need to make it a little bit shorter so it's not making such a run there to the overflow tube. Be sure and do that if you need to. Now, moving on. As we look at, some of the instructions, they tell you to remove the cap and put a bowl on it to, run the water to flush any debris out. In our experience, that's only caused a mess. You can certainly do that if you want to, but we're skipping that step here. It's only resulted in a mess for us, and we know that the water line is clean and clear. So now, when you're ready to go, turn on the water to the toilet. Turn it back on. Check for any leaks there at the valve. And as you can see already, the valve is starting to fill the toilet back up. Check for leaks on all your connections, the nut to the tank there, as well as the water line and the connection there. Just above where it connects there, look for anything that you might feel a little bit wet. Just double check that. You don't want to leak. You don't want to wake up to a leak in the middle of the night. And you're going to want to set the float in the new valve as you replace it to the correct height. On this tank, it goes right about there. 5/8 of an inch below the overflow tube. And so we had ours set up, and unfortunately, it did not come up to the right height. And this is just, these things happen. So here we are using the dial to add more water, turning it towards the plus side to add more water into the tank. Now, if that still doesn't do it enough and you need to adjust the height further, which can happen because it's tough to get it exactly right, you're going to want to turn off the water. If you get it right and you don't need to do this, you can skip this step, but if you need to adjust it further, you're going to want to turn off the water again, flush the toilet to empty the tank. Now, you're not going to need to sop the water out of the bottom of the tank. We'll show you in a moment. But you can adjust the height of the valve by loosening that retaining ring while it's still installed in the toilet and moving it up slightly to get the water line, or down slightly if the adjustment dial doesn't get you to the water line that you need to be at. So that's just a little additional tip there. Once you've got it to the right height, a little bit higher or lower where you need to be, lock that retaining ring back in place, and then turn the water back on. Do not loosen that retaining ring while the water's on, because that can cause the valve to push up suddenly. You don't want to do that. Instead, turn the water off, loosen it, then you can adjust the height further in the tank as needed. Hopefully you get it right the first time, and if you're replacing the same type of valve, it's a lot easier to line up that height. Once you've adjusted the height as you need to, then you're going to want to adjust that dial again just to bring it into just to the right range. Here again for us, it's 5/8 of an inch below the overflow tube. Now here we're showing you how to adjust the flow rate. Some models with the Fluidmaster one we're showing you here have this option. And really this is mostly about noise or the refill rate of the tank. And we're playing in the background how you can hear how the noise is changing. And we like that to keep it a little bit quieter. All right, once it's all set up, go ahead, give it a flush. And you should see everything starting to refill as normal. And you can double check your water level again. It's good to flush it and double check to make sure that the float goes back to that same natural position. Of course, you're going to want to replace the lid. And note here that the way that the lid sits, you do have a little bit of leeway there. So if you need to move the valve up, don't be too worried that it's going to run into the lid. Don't move it too high, but you can go a little bit higher than the top of the tank there. So that does it. One more final tip here. If you don't have the tube holder built into your overflow tube, they give you this little piece that comes with the kit. You can use that to clip on the side of the overflow tube there. And then you can connect your hose that way. We hope this helped. Thanks for watching, and we hope you have a great day.